Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live 10 at 10.
To me, that's a little frustrating that if the schedule was either aggressive or if the construction company was overextended.
Roadwork in Moorhead has been running behind schedule, and struggling businesses are asking you to remember them and make the trip despite all of the orange cones. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. The 8th Street Bridge project over I-94 is about 3 weeks behind schedule, and those detours are creating a lot of problems for businesses caught in the middle.
Sydney's Organic Market on 30th Avenue is among them. They have been openly talking about their struggles on Facebook, saying they're doing everything they can to keep their doors open. Valley News Team's Nicole Johnson reports.
A nice pain in the butt to get to work every day.
In order to get to Mick's office, you have to keep your eyes peeled.
Every day people are confused. Our lot traffic looks like we're busy every day because there's probably 25 to 50 cars a day that come in here to turn around and try to figure out how to get out.
They have been getting aggressive with specials and events to get ahead of the construction.
That was supposed to be back up and open around the 16th or 17th, and that's about a month past.
They have seen some declining numbers, but also some record-breaking lunches. Oddly enough, the manager thinks the detour through Main Avenue may actually be sending them business, saying shops in South Moorhead are getting hit worse.
Personally, I have to make a decision. I'm going to go through this and around there and over here and in there. You know, and I think a lot of people aren't inclined to do that, or aren't willing to do that, or some people don't even know it's possible to get where they want to go, so they go somewhere else.
Sydney's Organic Market is selling everything in the store at 40% off. In a Facebook post, the owner says sales are struggling due to this construction, and they thought about closing, but just couldn't do it. In a post, it says they joined a club and are changing things up to try and keep the doors open.
Worst case scenario would be if patterns change, or if habits change. If we have to take this roundabout way and we end up going over here and we end up stopping at this store or this restaurant or this gas station and find that, forget about the old places.
Businesses are asking you to go out of your way a little and support them through this.
Well, I think by the time they get through half the construction, they can't wait to have a beer, and once they get here, they're going to have 3 or 4, so maybe that's been our saving grace.
In Moorhead, Nicole Johnson, Valley News Live.
We called the owner of Sydney's Organic Market to ask about the changes and what could happen in the future. We haven't heard back yet. If you're curious, they have been responding to worried customers on their Facebook page.
Human trafficking charges have been filed in Cass County, and tonight we're learning more information about the accused. In January, Fargo police say they met with an 18-year-old girl who says she came to Fargo with this man, Eric Watson. She says Watson forced her to have sex with other men for money. This mugshot is from several years ago when Watson was arrested and convicted on drug charges in Moorhead. In North Dakota, Watson was the subject of a drug investigation by the Metro Street Crimes Unit, along with Homeland Security and the ATF. 2 active warrants are out for his arrest, but he has not been found.
The Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension is investigating a case in the Beltrami County Jail after an inmate died while in custody. Police say a cellmate found 26-year-old Tony Edward May of Red Lake dead this morning in his cell. Court records show May was in jail for fleeing a peace officer and DWI. An autopsy will be performed to determine the cause of death.
About 3 million Americans are living with epilepsy. That according to the Epilepsy Foundation of Minnesota.
60,000 of those are from Minnesota. Valley News Team's Natalie Parsons tells us how those affected are choosing to rise above it.
It affects children of all ages and adults. Epilepsy does not discriminate. Miss Heart of the Lakes, Hannah Inge, has had a seizure disorder for 5 years, and it started from 2 sports-related concussions. She says getting treatment can be tough.
Not the right treatment at a time. I'm actually allergic to 2 of the main medications, so I cannot take medication.
Inge had her last seizure during a pageant in April when she was on stage, and doctors say there were contributing factors.
Any change in emotion, any stress on my body.
Doctors told Kelly Sherritt she was born with epilepsy, but she didn't know she had it. As of this year, her family and friends now play a significant role in her health.
I could just be like staring, and so they've just been like watching over me.
Medical marijuana is causing a buzz, and many say it can help people with epilepsy. But those working for the foundation have mixed reviews.
Anywhere from going from 100 seizures a day down to 20. But we've also seen it doesn't work for everyone.
3,500 people in Minnesota and eastern North Dakota will take part in the Rise Above Seizure Walk, where those affected, their family, and friends let the world know the disorder will not bring them down.
I just fight through any like attacks I get, and I just carry on of what I love to do.
Once you put your mind to something, there's nothing to do, regardless of what you have, regardless of what health conditions.
No child or animal is too small for this walk, and they will continue to rise above it. Natalie Parsons, Valley News Live.
Medical marijuana is legal in Minnesota, and in North Dakota, the Compassionate Care Act will appear on the November 8th ballot, allowing voters to decide whether to allow medical marijuana in the state.
Canines have important roles in police work, and now man's best friend is also aiding at with attorneys in seeking justice. A dog is helping crime victims prepare to testify in Cass County Court. The state's attorney's office has a therapy dog named Hilo. He joined the office about 3 months ago and brings comfort to victims, along with those even working in the office.
You know, you can train a dog to do. I can train him to wait at a door. I can train him to sit. I can train him to shake a paw. But what I can't train him to do is when a victim is sitting here, I'm sitting here and a prosecutor's sitting here and the victim is struggling with telling part of their story. I can't train Hilo to respond and come up to them. And he's done that a couple times.
As far as the Cass County State's Attorney's Office is aware, they are the only one in the state that has a therapy dog.
Several kids set up a lemonade stand today, and it wasn't about making money. It was about saying thank you, and it came on a very special day. This lemonade and popcorn stand was aimed at raising money for police officers and firefighters, first responders, and people in the military. These young people and their families want to put the money they raise toward projects in the community that benefit the people who help keep us safe. The event was sponsored by Healing Arts Chiropractic of Fargo, Craft Concrete in West Fargo, and Fargo Police Department families. Today also marks 6 months since Fargo lost one of its finest. Officer Jason Mosier was shot and killed in the line of duty. In remembrance, local photographer Mitch Hyman captured this photo. It shows Rachel Mosier and her kids holding onto her husband's flag, badge, and patch from his uniform.
There was a bit of traffic and a jam on the southeastern corner of Crookston, Minnesota tonight. Following our story earlier this week, people swarmed to an open house to take a look at an architectural oddity. This castle-looking structure is 30 years in the making, with sitting rooms, observation decks, and more. It's 3 stories high, 8,700 square feet, and it has 30 rooms. However, the inside of it has never been finished. People flocked nonetheless to see the home.
So far tonight, 292.
Have you ever had this many people at an open house?
Never, never. This is absolutely a riot. I'm having a blast.
Okay. Did you get a lot of calls this week?
I did. A lot of calls because of Channel 11. They had it on the news.
They actually had more than 400 people show up. Dietrich also says he received hundreds of calls about the home from as far away as Colorado. The home is still up for sale with written bids. If you'd like more information, we have a link. Go to valleynewslive.com and click on this story.
There's a new place in West Fargo where you can get in a great workout. Today, they opened the doors so we could get a sneak peek. The Ruststead Recreation Center is located at 601 26th Avenue East. That's near Costco. The facility has basketball courts, hiking and biking paths, and an indoor walking track. The center will be open Monday through Thursday from 7:30 in the morning until 4:30 in the afternoon, and on Fridays from 7:30 to 4.
Carson Wentz made his NFL debut tonight with the Philadelphia Eagles as they took on Tampa Bay in preseason play. This is one of several watch parties tonight, this one held at the Herd and Horns. As expected, Wentz saw a lot of playing time in the second half. He was so popular, he was actually trending on Twitter tonight. Wentz, as most know, was the second overall pick of the 2016 NFL Draft back in April. Beth will have a closer look at how Carson did later in sports.